Hi, Miss Devereaux here, and I wanted to walk you through completing a sample action plan. So for you, this will be your assignment. I just filled it out for myself to show you how to do this successfully. As you know, at this point, you are working on your final for the class, and you know that you're going to be presenting your idea. So make sure that you are thorough and thoughtful in your action plan. You can't skip sections because you don't think that they apply. You will all need to do work for each section. Make sure you take your time and you give thoughtful answers. The more thoughtful your answers are, the better feedback I can provide you. The less information you give me, the more I have to guess, and then my feedback is not generally as clear for you. So please make sure that you are giving thoughtful and well-explained answers. If you need help completing this, like say you have an idea, but you're kind of like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to pull this off or what all I need to think about, let me know. I'm more than happy to help you. And remember, I gave you lots of resources when you are talking about your list of ideas, that there's a couple websites out there that give you stuff that you can either participate in, or maybe you can steal one of their ideas for your own or tweak it. Use whatever inspiration you need. And remember that I have provided you with resources in previous assignments to help you with that. So please, please, please utilize those resources. So here we go. So when I was your age, I was in high school. My mom learned about this organization that their purpose was to help kids that were in foster care. And the way that they helped these kids was that they provided each kid with a bag that had some supplies that were all their own, because every kid is in foster care for a different reason, and the way that kids are put into foster care vary. So sometimes kids are taken from their homes and not able to go back and get their own items. And the goal of this organization was to give kids a few items that were their own that they got to keep during their time of foster care. And so my mom and I talked about it, and we decided that we wanted to make 100 of those Thai fleece blankets and donate them to this charity. I can't remember the name of the charity at this time. If you're doing something where you're going to donate, you're going to need to give the name of the charity. It was so many years ago that I have no idea anymore. So my idea would be to collect or create 100 blankets for children in foster care. And my description, I've kind of morphed this idea to fit what we've been working on in class, is that I'm hoping to create and or collect 100 Thai fleece blankets for kids in foster care. I want to host a party encouraging each of my friends to bring supplies to create one blanket, and I will have more supplies to ensure we make at least 10 blankets at my party. In addition, I would like to involve my school by hosting a Thai blanket drive where I would encourage students to make and donate their Thai blankets. So I've got some goals. I want to collect or create 100 Thai blankets. I want to have at least 10 friends participate in my blanket making party. And I want to involve my school in helping to make these blankets. So tasks that I would need to accomplish, and you'll notice it says if you think of other ideas, add them in the empty boxes. So this idea down here is one that I added. You are going to have to make an invitation or a flyer. There are details for that if you go back to the lesson. You don't have to do that for this assignment, but by the time you go to present your final, you will have to have an invitation that is physically there with you and visible. You're also going to need some sort of a visual aid, which for me, my visual aid will be boxes and also blankets. So I'm not going to need to create a menu. I am going to have to collect some supplies and some resources. I'm not going to make an online campaign, although I could make a video showing people how to make a Thai blanket, but I decided to make some directions instead. I'm going to have to create or establish some collection boxes because I'm planning on doing this in my school, and then I'm going to have to make these directions. So supplies that I will need 4 yards of material per blanket, scissors, large boxes for collection, flyers, paper and paint to decorate the boxes, envelopes to attach to boxes for directions, and some packing tape so that I can kind of hold it all together. People that I will need are my mom, my friends in my community, or my peers at my school. So what are the steps that you have to take? And you'll notice I've thought about this in detail, so you're going to need to think about this in detail. You might have to contact people, do some sort of raising of awareness, which I talk about here with announcements, creating modes of collection like boxes, all things you would actually have to do to pull off your idea. So first thing I would do would be make a sample blanket. And then I'd make an invitation for my friends to come to a tying party at my house with directions on what to bring and when. I would also be making directions for people to help make blankets. So I think I would type up some directions with some pictures to show people how to make these blankets. And I would make flyers with details about the collection event at my school. And I would put the directions on the back so that people could just take a flyer with all the information they need. I would contact my school and ask them to put in the morning announcements about my event and maybe my school district and see if I can get some other schools involved. I would have to make some collection blankets or boxes and then attach directions to those boxes, so those flyers I'm talking about. Set up some donation deadlines, host a party with my friends, remind schools about the collection boxes and announcements. So if I want this to work, I'm going to have to make sure that I'm constantly saying, hey, can you repost that announcement? Can you re-up this on your social media, whatever it is? And then I'll collect all the blankets at the deadline and drop them off with the organization. So that is start to finish what I'm going to have to do. And that's what I'm expecting from you. Think about all the details. How will you know if you've met your goals? So if I were to go back and look at goal 1, okay, my first goal was to collect or create 100 tie blankets. Once I've collected 100 blankets, I will have met my goal, but I'm hoping to exceed this goal by inviting my school to help out. Goal 2 would be have at least 10 friends attend my party and bring their own supplies to make blankets. So let's say I'm having 10 friends over. I would go out and buy supplies to make 10 blankets just to make sure we get at least 10 blankets made. But if each friend were to bring their own supplies as well, then we can make 20 blankets, which would be awesome. And then goal 3, if the collection boxes with blankets they have blankets made by peers, and I will have succeeded in involving other people in my idea. How long do I think it will take to plan and successfully complete my idea? I think it's going to take about 2 days to get invitations and flyers made, and the longest part of this process will be advertising the collection boxes at my school and waiting for peers to donate. So anytime you want to get anything help at a school, you usually need to give a few weeks to get the word out and then remind people and then get them on board. So I would give them 1 month, and in total I think this would take me about 6 weeks just to be safe. So that's what you need to do. Is really think about, okay, what would it take to pull this idea off? And your idea might be an event, and your idea might be a fundraiser, or it might be creating some sort of visual awareness piece. So how long would it take you to create your piece of art? Or what would it take for you to set up an online campaign or create a public service announcement commercial? Whatever it is you are doing, think about all the details that are going to go into that and what it's really going to take in order for you to make it happen. And again, if you need help, please let me know, but make sure you are sticking with these deadlines because this is your final and there's not a whole lot of wiggle room for late work to be coming through on this one. Good luck.